To leave home is a feeling like no other. To just leave everything you have behind to go someplace else. It never felt natural to me. People leave home every day to travel and explore the world. I was one of those people, always dreaming of something bigger than what I could do here. I always wanted to be someone, more than just have a family, to settle down in the same place I've always lived. Well, to me that never felt like living very much at all. So when I left home, I thought I'd be happy. That all my problems would be behind me, left in the drawers of a dark and cold room, in a place that felt strange to me now after I'd seen it from afar. That home now, it just seemed like every other house. I felt free. For the first while. Then that sense of dread crept up on me, day by day, like a spider forming a web to trap its unknowing prey. I felt like I was in a constant battle with trying to fight the natural order of things, trying to experience the beauty of nature while trying to numb the pain that comes with such an experience. I always did love the woods, though. Being on my own felt like a freedom I'd never felt anywhere else, even for a moment of time. In a place of natural beauty, I was myself, free to sing and shout as loud as I wanted to, with no one to judge. People tend to do that around home. Judge those who dare to dream, who hope to leave, to travel, the looks and the whisper, trying to cast clouds of doubt in a young mind, to lift themselves up higher in that socialite class that they designed and followed in centuries past. The thing people never mention about leaving home is the feeling of returning home. That feeling of joy and excitement to come home, to tell people about your travels, to see old faces light up with your presence. That rekindles the light that left when you moved away. That feeling I never felt. When I returned, I was not the same person I was before I left. I was a new version of myself. So to return to the people I left behind felt like a reintroduction of sorts. That spark that once burned bright began to dwindle as I started to realise their lives went on just fine without me. I used to think that this place would not be the same without me in it. That those friends and family would just stop in my absence. Like all those little things I did for all of those people made a big enough difference that they would at least miss my presence in some way. I know it's stupid to think like that, and I know that now. But to be a people pleaser your entire life, to give your all when you have nothing to people, to feel like a burden in a room full of family, to feel like a stranger, a failure who returned home, that hurt the most. Even in the woods, I could not escape the sound of whispers, no matter how hard I screamed. That once quiet place felt like a busy city, full of strangers who I no longer recognised. I lost faith in myself. That once eager spirit felt ashamed to be back in the place that I had tried so hard to leave. I travelled and learned new things, all just to end up back in the same bricked house I took my first steps in. I felt like I was caught in that web of life. No matter how much I struggled to try and grow, I still got caught in the silk threads of this place that began to be spun once I took my first breath. Even the trees never moved from this place. Like the people, they planted their roots down into the abyss of the earth. as they stood so tall, casting their shade over me. But they grew taller as their roots pierced through the soil, so why could I not grow? Those dreams, to be something bigger, were fleeing my very bones. To be trapped in a four-walled room still as cold as the day I left, which now became the prison I trapped myself within. Maybe if I had listened to the ones that came before me, maybe I could have done something with my life other than sitting in a room of darkness. I lost myself in the depths of my mind, in the pain of the past, and began to grieve of a life I never even lived. I was stuck in the present, left to deal with life as my dream died day by day. Could I make a living off of dreams? The doubt rushed over me, like the constant stream of a waterfall. The persistent movement of an unsettled mind, not happy with returning home, which felt selfish, as many people don't get that luxury. But to feel grateful was to accept that I was wrong and everyone else was right. And to settle for a life that brought me no joy felt sad to me. I think the grief of that little child I used to be was the worst pain. To feel like I failed myself and that little child with such eager dreams. My once kind heart began to feel heavy, like a stone, with each passing whisper and snide remark. People always say to dream big when you're younger. Then, when your teen years come, with all the changes and adjustments, you're told to figure it all out and not to mess up, or if you do, be prepared to get judged for every step you have ever took. The feeling of being left behind hurt. To know your life is not where you want it to be, but too afraid to move forward felt like I took the wrong path in this life. I was preparing for a place of tranquility, but instead I got lost along the way. To fall short of once bright dreams, that ambitious child within me felt like I had pleased everybody else around me except myself. Did I lose those roots that connected me to the person I am just to become a log that served as a bench for people to sit on? To keep others warm as I weathered away on the cold woodland floor? As I sat and stared through the dense woodland branches, questioning the very decisions I took in this life that ended me up in this place of pain, I seen a cocoon begin to break free from its shell and struggle to adjust to its new form. But someday, those wings will take that new little butterfly to heights it could only dream of as a struggling caterpillar. It was in that moment when I thought of growth in a new perspective. I felt something spark within my very bones once more. A flame formed within my very soul. Yes, I became a new person once I left, but is that not what life is? To reinvent yourself, to become something new out of a place that caused pain, to learn from those misplaced steps in life instead of being ashamed of failure. I took a new path through those woods. Not one sign posted or paved before. I walked through the trees, past the rushing water as it moved from place to place, and with each step, that spark got brighter. That veil of dread began to lift from my mind, and I finally started to understand that I am my own person. Yes, I can leave again, I can go anywhere, this place will still be here. And the memories of the people I've met and loved will not be packed away, but carried within my heart, fueling each step I take along the way. Yes, I think growth is a part of a life. And to feel pain with growth is to be alive. To feel love is to understand the pain of sadness and to know when to treasure the moments of happiness in life. As pain gives life meaning, a purpose among all the chaos. I do not know where I will go in this life, but I think I finally left that forest of my past, and like a butterfly, I rised from that cocoon I was growing in and broke free through the flame of transformation to take form in a new life with the chance to make more mistakes, to make a life worth living. Now I take my first steps once again to go and become that person I always knew I could be, learning and growing as I go across this journey of life.